I lost my full-time job during COVID, and that was like what, 2020? Then I picked up photography, and currently right now I'm doing freelance for almost like 2 years. Before this, I was doing barista. So I was in the coffee industry for almost like close to 5 years. Yeah, I hopped from a few cafes to cafes. Before I ever started coffee, I never liked coffee at all. The only coffee that I drink was like Starbucks coffee. That's the only coffee I knew back then. Back then, right, when I was slightly more younger, like in my, I think like my teenage days, I used to have this saying a lot with my group of friends. It's like, if only my eye can take photos, shooks, I can take every moment, and then right now, thanks to COVID, I'm doing that shit. So I would say photography has become part of my lifestyle because at the same time, I'm someone that don't like to be involved. I'd rather be the observer. Though sometimes I want to be involved, but I feel more satisfaction or more joy watching things just happen. My intentions of like taking photo would be like 50%, mainly just walking and just chilling. Feels good to be alive. Hot, As long as I step out of my house, there's always going to be a camera with me and I'm always going to be shooting. You don't really need the best camera to get the good photo. You got to know where your direction is. Like for me, I know I'm just creating my own art and everything. So I think compact camera is good enough. One of my biggest inspiration, I think, is this Japanese photographer called Daido Moriyama. He shoots mostly in compact cameras. Firstly, I don't like to carry bags. I like to be, free. Maybe a fanny pack, just small little bag. Yeah, a compact camera, and it's so easy, just the palm of my hand, I can just grab it. Just went to the art book fest. Then when I take I only can see this frame. I was like just recently only, after I take it, I would say your portfolio is very important. So that's when I build out my portfolio and everything. Then at the same time, it just give me the drive to start my own personal projects. So I do have a few ongoing projects. Currently, you can check out my website for some of my projects, but I still have do more ongoings. When I started my own personal project, that's when I realized when I see a certain frame or a certain place I frame up, it looks like this with my eye. But when I capture it, I change it to black and white. It's like, wait, this is not what I saw. There's more than that. So that's when I just all the way do black and white. I always have this saying around me, people around me always have this one term that they keep saying. It's like, Singapore boring, right? Boring, Singapore boring, so small, so boring. Yeah, I also felt that way. But the more you walk onto every nook and cranny of it, right, the more you realize there's a lot of things that you never discovered. So it just made me appreciate how to say, I still gotta give it up to street photography, though I fucking hate the term. But that's where I learn my do's and don'ts . So definitely I'm still go with the street, fall for the street. Streets or home, I think I'll be in the streets. I will call the streets my home. Yeah, or I will just make the street my home. I mean, living in Singapore, yeah, when you look like that, dress like that, people look an eye to you, they'll look at you twice, thrice, or maybe 10 times. I mean, I just like to dress up, doll up. Yeah, I mean, makeup on and everything. So yeah, I just like to put my best foot forward every time when I'm out of my house. Yeah, just be myself. I think I'm comfortable in my own skin to look the way I am. I'm always out most of the time, even through my younger days or so, because I grew apart from my family. I find family through friends, basically. I find joy, that short period of time, I still remember, but I found, I don't know how to explain that kind of happiness, but I just feel at peace and everything. Yeah, I think just photography, me and the streets, can never go anywhere, Even if I go other countries, as long as it's the streets, I think I will just dwell there. One reason why I think I'm so into photography is because I saw this one interview from Vice News about the Japanese tsunami back in 2012 or 2014 and everything. So they were interviewing all those people that lost their houses through the tsunami and everything. So they interviewed a few of the families. Almost all of them said the same thing. What was the first thing that you want to salvage when you go back there? Photos. Photos of family. So that's what it makes me like how important photos can be. Like I look back like some of my old other photos where I wasn't a photographer back then. All my like last time photos, anyhow snap or like secondary school or whatsoever. But I see the photos like it reminds me of those times that I had, but I know I can never go back. I only have a picture to remind me. Some things you can go back, but it might not be the same. Some things you can never go back. You only have a photo with it. So that's how precious photos can be. In photography, there's a lot of like categories. So like people don't really know when it comes to like, I would say, especially to like the way I'm shooting photography, mostly like my own art, is very personal. So it's more like finding your own voice. It took me a while for me to find my own voice, and I would say I think I still have yet to find my voice. I'm still like, searching and everything. But at the same time, I feel comfortable with what I'm doing right now. I'll just go for it. At the same time, if I can, add on to some more, and who knows, I might find something else. Yeah. So at the same time, just enjoy because like I think in the realm of photography, there's so much hard hit on like, especially the very first thing. You need this gear, you need that gear, you need this one, you need that one. The picture sharp or not? Like, what is it you want to shoot for? That's the first thing you gotta ask yourself. And then you will be surprised to see like how far you go, how you change within like the short period of time. I don't know, it doesn't have to be like direct. But it's up to you lah. Most important thing, you gotta enjoy photography. I think from time to time it changes lah, progresses lah. I don't know, I hate stagnation. But sometimes like when you progress, it finds like, I feel like you lost your sense of identity. So I don't want it to be in a sense where I lose myself, but towards the road of progression instead of stagnation. Yeah, but still having my own identity lah, because like when you're doing something so personal, eventually you'll carve on your own character. Yeah, basically art lah. Photography is art. Yeah.